Hachayut shebetorah Hachasidut machnisa b'kol inyani olam. Olam katan ze ha'adam ve'olam kepeshuto. The chayut, the vitality and the dynamics of Torah Hachasidut, of these teachings of the Rebbes. Now again, I want to stress every one of the Rebbes of Chabad, beginning with the first Rebbe of Chabad. the last Rebbe of Chabad said that every Rebbe of Chabad is the Mashiach of his generation. Why it didn't catch on in every generation, there had to be 7 of them, I don't know, but that's the fact. So here we're learning, these ideas that we're learning are not just ideas from very smart, very inspired, very holy men. These are the ideas of Mashiach himself. And how to, how do you say, rejuvenate the world. Make the whole world a meaningful, happy place. So this life, this happiness, which comes from Torah to Chassidut, and again, I want us to stress this again. My teacher, one of my teachers, his name was Rabbi Abba Pliskin, he told me that when a person learns the Torah, a Jew learns the Torah, it automatically fixes him up. It automatically makes him, perfects him, automatically. 15%. 15%, maybe 20%. A person learns Chassidut, Chabad, fixes him up another 15%. Automatic. It's fixed up. The other 60%, 70%, you have to do on your own. Right? You have to do on your own. You can't come to a job interview and he says, well, 30% of the time I'm a good worker. 30% of the time I'm honest. 30% of the time, right?
You get that.
I'll take it, right?
I'll take it.
That's my type of man. Right? That's my type of man. Right. Who's going to buy a person like that? Same thing, the Torah and learning Torah and learning Chassidut, it automatically fixes you up, automatically. 30%, right? All the rest you have to do on your own. You have to do on your own. Okay, so that's, we're learning what to do. You have the instruction book, but to do it, it's like buying a book, how to play the flute. So you read the whole book, I still don't know how to play. You have to do it, right? You have to actually do it and practice and make mistakes and see, and it's a lifetime process. But on the other hand, the trying, the process, that's the holiness. That's the holiness. To try. To try. Our goal is not necessarily to succeed. Right? Lo al-malacha l'gemor. It says we don't have, but that's not our goal. We don't have to succeed. Succeed is we have to try to succeed. And the trying, sometimes that's the success itself. Even though we don't see it. That was Abraham. God promised Abraham, you're going to get the Holy Land. His children are going to be like the stars of the sky. Didn't see anything. Didn't get the Holy Land. He didn't get it, and his son didn't get it, and Moses didn't get it. The Holy Land. That's all they wanted. Right? They wanted. So our job is to try. It takes a lot of faith. It takes a lot of faith to do it. Because we have to realize we're working for God over here. God is not, you do this, you go to heaven. We're not working for ourselves. That's the way it goes. But we have to be happy that we have such a good boss. Creates the whole world. It's pretty good. So if we don't understand him, it's not unreasonable that we don't understand the Creator. We can't create anything. But we have the Rebbes to show us that we're on the right direction. Commanders. So it says, the chayus, the life, the enthusiasm that it is found in Torah to Chassidut, it puts life into each person and into the whole world. Nimshechet mihachayut shechasidut machnisa b'kol inyani Torah. This life and positiveness and happiness that Chassidut brings to people and to the world it comes through the Torah. The Torah is the main thing. That's the main thing of Mashiach is the Torah. If Mashiach convinces people, if his goal is to convince everyone, all the Jews to do the Torah and the non-Jews to do the 7 Noahide commandments, then you can say maybe this person is the Mashiach. Any person that claims he's the Messiah, and he takes Jews away from the commandments or away from what the rabbinical interpretation of the commandments is, he's just a faker. Not real. Could be popular, could be successful, but he's a faker. So he says everything has to come through the Torah. That's one of the big jobs. Look in the Rambam, in the Maimonides, in the end. It says one of the main features of Mashiach is he's going to strengthen the Torah. He's going to bring all the Jews back to doing all of the commandments. This Nimshacha, the holy commandments. Nimshach, this comes from the Torah. Ubo al yedei chayut zeh, and it comes by means of this life that it puts into the Torah, that puts life into the whole world. Ki kol inyani habriya. See, look inside, please. See chetzer? Ki, because kol inyani habriya, everything that is in the creation, nimshachim, comes miha-Torah, from the Torah. Ubo al yada, and it comes through the Torah. So the Torah is not just the book of the Jews. Of course, it is the book of the Jews. But the Torah is the book of the whole entire creation. The Jews have their job, the non-Jews have their job. In the Torah, there are 4 aspects, 4 general types of Torah. There's Pshat, Remez, Drush, and Sod. Pshat is the simple meaning. Remez are things that are hinted at the simple meaning. Drush is also somewhat the same thing. Those are mostly found in Remez and Drush are found in the Talmud, in the Agada of the Talmud, in the Midrashim of the Talmud, Midrash, including Zohar and other things like that. And then there's the Sod. Then there's the secrets of the Torah. The secrets of the Torah, that's certain sections of the Zohar. It said this. So, the secrets of the Zohar, the secrets of the Torah. Torah Chasidut brings life into the simple meaning, Pshat, the Remez, the Drush, and the Sod. I share that. Nosef al zeh, in addition to the fact, Torah Chasidut. See where we are, 3rd paragraph. See? That's right. Nosef, in addition to the fact that Chasidut, Bo biurim, there comes explanations, le'inyanim shonim, there comes explanations that elucidate all of the details, some of the details which are found in the Pshat, Remez, Drush, and Sod of the Torah. You understand what it means, the Pshat, Remez, Drush, and Sod?
Yeah, Pshat, the simple meaning.
Pshat is the simple meaning, right? Like we said last time, Abraham, Sarah, right? They got married, they had a child, Yitzchak. This really happened. Right? Abraham really was a human being. He was just like us. He had a wife, Sarah, just like our mothers. So he was a human being. Right? They had a child. This really happened. These things really happened. They happened in this physical world. It was a historical, actual fact. Abraham was born about a little bit less than 2,000 years after the world was created. He was really a human being, right? But then there's what's called the deeper meanings behind it. The Torah is just not a historical thing. Especially if you read the Torah. I mean, this is one of the reasons I became religious. You read the Torah, and you see that Abraham didn't do anything religious. He didn't do any miracles. He didn't make any religion. He didn't do any customs. He didn't really even succeed. God promised him, like I said before, He promised him the land of Israel, promised him your children are going to be like. God told him to take his son and kill him. Very strange. So there must be some sort of a mystery is hidden inside of this. What's going on with Abraham? And we see that most of the mysteries of the Torah, are talking about inspiring us to understand more in very there is some, but it's very rare that in the Torah it tells you about how to go to the world to come. There are, of course, we believe in the world to come, there's no doubt about it. But that's not really stressed. What's stressed with Abraham, in the whole entire 5 books of Moses, it doesn't mention heaven or hell once.
I think the most says that you'll go to your people when you die.
No, it says, Yored Chaim Sha'ola. There are places where it hints at certain things, but it certainly is not stressed. And the curses that God gives, there's 2 places in the Torah where there's curses. There's 49 curses in Parshas B'chukotai, and there's 98 curses in Parshas Kitavo, and none of the curses are going to hell. And when we talk about the blessings, whether there's going to be these big blessings, the blessings do not talk about going to heaven, at least not in a clear way.
The curses are all...
Everything is in the physical world. They're terrible curses, but there's nothing. It says that the pain of one instant in hell is more than the pain of 70 years of incredible pain of Job in this world. So you figure that God has these curses in his, his ammunition belt. He should at least say, listen, you Jews, you don't do the Torah. You want to see what the curse is? Look at this. I'll show you. And give them no. What did he say? You're not going to have any food. There's going to be pestilence, and there's going to be, which are terrible things, but nothing like hell. Nothing in hell, and God controls hell. There's no doubt. There is such a thing as hell. It sure is. Sure is. But so why doesn't God threaten it? Because it's not the main thing. You're supposed to. A person is supposed to be inspired positively by feeling I'm a creation, and I'm being created by the Creator, and He's creating the whole universe, and I'm here for a purpose, right? The purpose I'm not here is in order to get out. Get my wage. Right? That's not the purpose I'm here. Just to finish the week and finish my life, go to heaven, that's the purpose. So here it says, Torah Hachasidut explains the 4 aspects of the Torah, including the secrets of the Torah. Okay, let's go to the 4th paragraph. Limud Hachasidut machnis chayut. Learning Chassidut puts life. Okay, Herschel. B'kol inyan ve'inyan in everything that you do. Again, it does it automatically, 15%, 20%. The rest you have to do yourself. B'kol chelkei apshat, remez, drush, and sod shabo. In all of the aspects of simple meaning, etc. What does it mean, chayus? What does it mean, life? That it becomes meaningful to you. It becomes meaningful. Shalom dim b'Torah, that you learn in Torah. Shechai hu ba'ofen acher lagamri. When a person connects to the godliness of the Torah, then that same godliness is the godliness inside of him. There's only one God. The same God who gives the Torah creates us. And He creates our souls. He's inside, higher than our souls. The deepest part of your soul is just the part that's connected to God. God is higher. Where is this found? In the Torah. So when you feel the life of the Torah, it means you feel the life, the godliness of the Torah, means you feel the godliness inside of yourself, means you start to feel the godliness in everything that there is in the world. Okay, big tzaddikim, they see this and feel this. We can believe it. We can believe it. How wonderful and precious it is. What do you do with this? Right? What do you do with this? You do what the Torah says with it. The Torah tells us what to do with it. Right? Sometimes people can misinterpret. Without the Torah, you can misinterpret what's going on in the world. Chayut ze mosif gam behirut. This also adds a certain clarity, v'omek yoter, and a more depth, b'havanat inyan, in everything that we understand. At least we understand that it's okay not to understand things. There are things that are beyond our understanding. But on the other hand, that increases, it makes the world more interesting. More interesting. The father of the Rebbe, he was a big Kabbalist. He was also a very big rabbi, a huge area of Russia, Rav Levi Yitzchak. and he was put by the communists. He was put into prison, and then after that they moved him to exile in some faraway place. And he wrote explanations, Kabbalistic reason, different, why he was put into this room and why the number of the room and the Kabbalistic meaning of every single thing, this type of train, everything that happened to him that had deeper meanings to it. In other words, nothing happened by accident. Everything happened with intention. And a lot of times when you see or even believe that there is intention in everything, then everything comes out different. Nothing is by accident. Everything happens for a purpose. Right? If you believe that nothing happens for a purpose, you very easily can get depressed. Life is meaningless. Whatever. How do they say? Very easy to get angry. Right? It's me against the whole world, etc. You get frustrated. You can fall into all sorts of crazy desires, just to do anything, just to get rid of this anxiety and confusion. And right, there must be some way out of here. People take drugs, they get addicted to this. Oh, now I found peace. Right? For peace from what? Peace from all the confusion and everything. Well, a person that believes that really everything is coming from God, so the confusion is a little bit less. Like I said, it fixes everything up automatically 15%. But at least that 15% means there's hope. There's hope. It's not me against the world. Right? It's me and God against my perception of the world. Okay. That's the idea of Chassidut. It puts life into everything. When the ideas of Chassidut put life and the whole world looks different. Let's take an example. Dugmat Zelenigla of Torah. Let's take an example in the revealed part of the Torah and the legal part of the Torah. Okay, Herschel. Kol avodat Yom HaKippurim eno kashira elabo. It says all of the work of Yom Kippur in the Holy Temple is only kosher. Okay, let's take an example. Kol avoda Yom Kippur eno kasher elabo. All of the work of Yom Kippur has to be done by means of the high priest, Kohen Gadol. Right? The Kohen Gadol, you can look in the Mishnayos of Yoma. There are many criterion for the Kohen Gadol, for the high priest. Good, it's a law in Judaism. Kamo shekadushat Yom Kippur, just like the holiness of Yom Kippur. Mo'ilah helps la'avoda to the service, the holiness of Yom Kippur. This is what helps. This is the power behind the service, the special service of Yom Kippur. Kach hu hi poeles gam b'tamidim musafim the Shabbos hamishtaychim mitzad atzmam l'kol yemei hashana. Just like the holiness of Yom Kippur, this helps the service of Yom Kippur. Also, this holiness also helps to all of the offerings that are made in the Holy Temple of Shabbat, and this is relevant to all the days of the year. Shegam heim mitkadshem b'kedusha shel Yom Kippur, because they also derive their holiness from Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is called Shabbat Shabbaton. And so it is a Torah Chasidut. Bechinat Shabbat Shabbaton, there is this level of the Shabbat Shabbaton of the Torah. What happened on Yom Kippur? Yom Kippur, the day of Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is like the holiest day of the year. What happened on that day?
Moses came down from the mountain.
Okay, that's historically true. Moses came down from the mountain with the second tablets, yes. The main thing is the holiest person in the world goes into the holiest place in the world, right? On the holiest time of the year. Right? The holiest time of the year. The holiest person in the world is the Kohen Gadol. What does it mean he's holy? Every instant of his life is devoted to and is filled with the perception of the creator of the universe and doing what the creator of the universe wants in action, speech, thought, feeling, love, fear, faith, totally devoted to what the creator wants every single moment. Something like the first man, like Adam, the holiest person in Israel, right? Totally devoted to God all the time. It's like people, they want the best doctor. So they go, what's wrong with a regular doctor? No, this doctor, he's special. He special. When you want medicine, you go to this doctor. You want a heart specialist, there's a brain specialist. The Kohen Gadol, he was a God specialist. He knew, felt, understood, was connected to, unified with, lived totally every instant of his life with the creator of the universe, God of the universe. He was the holiest person in the world. The holiest place in the world was the Holy Temple. And the holiest day of the year was Yom Kippur. They all came together. All of the holiness of the year from Shabbat, and Shabbat gives the holiness to the rest of the week, comes from Yom Kippur. What does holiness mean? The revealing of God. The feeling of the Creator in His creation. That's where the Holy of Holies was. It was a place where the Creator was revealed. How this happened, I don't know, but the question is the opposite. How God is concealed, I don't know. That's even a bigger mystery. God should be revealed. But nevertheless, in the Holy of Holies, that's where God was. Well, the Holy of Holies, the holiness of Yom Kippur, this gives holiness to the whole rest of the year. Kain hu gam b'nogea l'Torah Chasidut. So it is also with Torah Hachasidut. Chassidut is not the simple meaning of the Torah and not even the secret meaning of the Torah. It's Shabbat Shabbaton. It is what's called the Holy of Holies of the Torah. Shepoelet hi, that it brings life and holiness, just like Yom Kippur brings life and holiness into every day of the year. Also, Torah Hachasidut brings holiness into all of the other aspects of the Torah. Kol Daled Chalakim. All of the four aspects of the Torah, Pshat, Remez, Drush, and Sod of the Torah. These are the four aspects of Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, and Chaya of the Torah. This is what's called Nefesh, Ruach, Chaya, and Neshama. Now, if you remember before, Nefesh is the power. You with me, Herschel? Nefesh is the soul power that keeps our body alive, keep bodily normal functions. Ruach is the power behind our emotions. Neshama is the power behind our intellect. Chaya is the power of willpower. And this corresponds to the four aspects of the Torah: Pshat, Remez, Drush, and Sod. Chassidut puts life into all of them. It reveals the godliness of all of these four. Let's see how. Because Chassidut is like Yom Kippur, like the Holy of Holies. It's the level of Yechida of the soul, the Chida of the Torah. Umitzad Giluy Yechida, and when there is revealed this aspect of Yechida, Mit Alim, there is elevated also Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, and Chaya, like we said before. Now we'll see how it's done. Now we're going to see how it's done. This is very interesting. Okay, every Jew, religious Jews, when they wake up in the morning, they say a paragraph, very short paragraph, which is Modeh ani lefanecha melech chai v'kayom shechazarta bi nishmasi b'chemla ra b'emunasecha. What does it mean? You wake up in the morning and you say, Modeh ani, I am surrendering myself before you, God, that you are a living, existing God, that you gave me back my soul, right, with mercy. Great is your faith. Great is your faith in me. So we wake up in the morning, early in the morning, we say, thank you, God, for keeping me alive. The Lubavitcher Rebbe wanted to institute this prayer in all of the non-Jewish schools in America. Moreh ani lefanecha. He wanted to translate it into Hebrew, to English, to all languages. It doesn't have God's name in it. And it's thanking God. It says, you are a living king. Melech chai v'kayom. God, you are a living king. You're saying, thank you, God, that you gave me back my soul. I'll try to use it as best as I can to serve you. Right? It's a prayer for all humanity. God wakes up, everybody who wakes up in the morning wakes up because God wakes them up, gives them a soul. It also shows that every human being is important. Right? Every human being is important. All these nations in Africa, whatever, that they're not even important enough to write in the newspapers. Right? Nobody even knows who they are. Nobody cares who they are. Right? There's these places in Africa that people kill each other. They're dying of famine. The United Nations doesn't mention it. Nobody mentions it. Even the representatives in the United Nations, they don't even talk about it. They demand, please help us. They know nobody's going to listen to them.
They can't even find it on the map.
What? They're not even the map. Who knows how to live? Right? The world is a pretty sick place. The fact of the matter is, it's pretty sick. The people that, the blacks, who cares about them? But Africa, they don't even, there was human beings. What are you talking about? These are human beings, right? It's really quite astounding, right? Quite amazing. How cruel and heartless, people are. It's really quite astounding. Right? You have, the abortion rate in America is something astounding, like 1 million black children a year or something like that. Hundreds of thousands of black children are aborted every year.
The amount of people dying from optoids is...
What is that?
Optoids, the drug overdoses in America, just out of control.
Oh yeah, sure. Heroin and things like that. It's really just incredible. There are some countries like Sweden and those places that they say, the problem is we have to legalize this stuff. If we legalize it, then there won't be so much... just legalize everything. Just legalize everything.
Cut down on stealing. You don't have to steal to buy it.
Sure. Yeah, the one way of cutting down on crime is saying there's no crime.
Yeah.
No such thing as a crime.
Works.
Right? Calling, hello, is this the police? Sorry, no police. Someone just committed a crime. Sorry, no crime.
He said something bad to you, we'll be right over.
You feel bad, right?
We'll be right over.
No, it's really quite astounding, No laws, no... Okay. Let's go back to our thing. Therefore, the Torah was given to the world. The Torah was given to the world in order to show the world that it's not a jungle. There's God that's creating the world. Everybody is important. Every action is important. Every moment is important. Right? Every moment is being created by a higher being, the source of all being. Right? The source of all being. Everyone is indispensable. Big message. So it says, that's what Torah Hachasidus does. Torah Hachasidus comes to put the life, the godliness, into everything. Let's see how it does it. Okay. In Yanim Shabbatorah, Harihem Bariboy Le'en Kates. You with me? See this? The details of the Torah are infinite. V'niva'er, we can explain b'derech efshar, in a way that possibly, I'll call upon him at least, inyan echad b'Torah. Let's explain one detail of the Torah, how it is according to the four aspects of the Torah: the simple meaning, the remez, the hint, the drush, what we can learn from it, right? And also the secrets of the Torah. And then we can look at this simply, pshat, remez, and then we'll see what Chassidut adds to these four things. Et hachayut, the habihirut, the omek, the life, and the clarity and the depth that Chassidut puts in these four types of Torah. We'll get more details. You'll see what I mean. Mimenu nilmad, from this we can learn from everything in the Torah what Chassidut does. Okay, Herschel. Ha'inyan shenivchar oto b'Torah dugma is mode ani lefanecha. Let's take the sentence that we say in the morning, this prayer, mode ani lefanecha, explain it according to Pshat, Remez, Drush, and Sod, and Chassidut. Ha'inyan shenivchar, yes, Aleph. Mikiv, and since she'ala adam lahargil atzmo, because a person has to accustom himself. Lomar, to say. Mode ani. Miyad, immediately, see? Miyad, immediately, we're in Aleph there. Again, Aleph. Mikiv, and since. She'ala adam, tomorrow bring a pencil. I'll bring a pencil and bring your book. Mikiv, and since she'ala adam, that a person should. Lahar gilat's more custom himself. Lomar, to say. Mode'ani miyad, immediately. Kishin nir mishinato, when he wakes up from his sleep. Al yedeze, by means of this. Yiz koret Hashem, he will remember God. Ha'omed, a love that stands over him. V'yakum b'zrizut, and a person will wake up quickly. Just turn it off. And since the person has to wake up in the morning, he wakes up in the morning, what's the first thing you feel in the morning? Yourself. So what do you say? You start off by talking about yourself. Mode'ani, I am thankful to you, God. This I that I feel when I wake up in the morning, I open my eyes. What do I do with this I? Mode'ani lefanecha, I'm thankful, I am thankful to you, God. Mode'ani. Immediately, al yedezeh, by means of this, yizkor et Hashem, he'll remember God, ha'omer, a love who's standing over him, v'yakum b'zrizut, and he'll wake up with, how do you say, happiness. He's got a purpose to wake up for. He's a God. Hari amirazu, when a person says this, yesod v'reshiti la'avodat ha'adam. This is the foundation and the beginning of the service of God to man. What does it mean? How are you supposed to serve God? What do you do to serve God? So, well, God is creating you, and He's creating you for a purpose. What is the purpose? Think about Him. Be a little bit nicer to other people. Look at other people as that they're also valuable. God is creating them. Right? Look at every moment that it has potential. Right? Let life surprise you a little bit. Don't think you understand everything. Right? Remember that God is good. He created you, brought you back to life. God's okay. Right? There's hope for the future. Right? A little bit less chance that a person's going to take drugs, that he's going to go and steal, and he'll, God forbid, do something bad to himself. By means of this, he'll remember God. He'll be a little more happy in life. Hari amirazu yesod v'reshit avodat adam. This is the beginning of the service of man. Kiyum kol harat of the Torah, nearly doing everything in the Torah, everything that says in the Torah, and a foundation of life in the course of the whole entire day. Number 2, tochen amira zu shehu litbonen. This, the importance of this is, we're in base now, right? Base. That a person should think, miyad lifnei mihu shochev. Think, in front of whom am I laying? Lifnei melech malchi amlochim HaKodesh Baruch Hu. I am not alone. I am not alone. Being alone is a very, very depressing and frightening thing. Right? Most of the people in the world, maybe everybody, they feel themselves alone. Right? If they're popular, they have other people around them, so they forget about it. Right? But when a person feels he's alone, he's helpless, this is a very, very scary, frightening thing. To know that you are never alone, that God is always with you. How do you remember? You wake up in the morning, you think, well, hey, God, you woke me up. It's okay. But on the other hand, I have certain responsibilities. You should know that I am that I am being observed by the King of the universe, Kodesh Baruch Hu, Kamosh Gatuv, like it says, Halo et hashamayim et ha'oretz ani malei. Is it not true that the heavens and the earth I fill? And therefore, everything that occurs in the rest of the day, everything that he does and everything that he is involved in, call a sakav, call in yanov, v'zeh klal gadol. This is a very general principle. We're on the next page, see? In the Torah, u'b'mailot tzadikim. This is a very, very important principle in the Torah and the qualities of tzadikim. Ha'holchim lifnei Elokim, that walk before God. Kamosh Gatuv, like it says, Shiviti Hashem lenegdi tamid. I will put God before me always. This is in the Shulchan Aruch. A person must always be aware that God is aware of him. God cares about what you do. What you do is important. But on the other hand, you can't do whatever you want. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but you should try to do what God wants. Let's put it another way. If God creates you every morning for free, you didn't pay anything, you didn't put money in the meter in the nighttime, and therefore you wake up in the morning, God owes you to. God creates you and keeps you alive every moment for free. He wakes you up in the morning for free. If so, do something for him for free. Right? He's always with you. He cares about what you do. V'zot omer, this means, asher al derech zeh, tzarech liot kol olam kulo. So it should be the whole rest of the day. Gimel. Final one. Good? Kol anizkar la'el. Everything we mentioned above, namely serving, man serving his creator, harizeh al yedei hakdama. This begins, first of all, niyar mishinato. You have to wake up from your sleep. What do you mean from your sleep? The hevle olam, in the, the meaninglessness of the world, like the Rambam says. Or they say a joke, I don't know if it's a joke, but it's true. If you want your dreams to come true, first of all, you have to wake up. Right? You have dreams, this is what I'm going to do. First of all, you've got to wake up. What does it mean to wake up? What happens when a person is asleep? The Rebbe once had a sikh about this. Why do people sleep? Why do people sleep? The whole reason a human being is in this world is in order to serve God, to do good, to do right, to understand in challenges, to be kind, to be productive, to be helpful, to be loving, to be brave. Right? When you're asleep, you can't do any of these things. When you're asleep, you have no power of choice. You have no anything. You're asleep. Everything is totally confused, right? One second you're asleep. 1 minute you're the president of the United States. Then you're a giraffe, and then the next moment you're a fish, and then all of a sudden you become your father and your mother, and you jump. Right? An elephant jumps through a needle. All the crazy things happen, right? So you're not responsible for what you do, and the choices you make, at least when you're asleep. So what's the purpose of sleeping? It's the opposite of why a man is created. Why be asleep? So the Rebbe said the reason that people are asleep is because when they're asleep, they think that that's really real. That's their state. And then when they wake up, they realize, what I thought was real, really wasn't real, it was a dream. From that, maybe a person can come to the conclusion, 1 minute, maybe now that I'm awake, maybe that's also not really real. Maybe there's also something much more real than this that I can wake up from. When you start to think about it, you start to realize maybe it's true. Once I went to Barnes & Noble, it's a big, huge bookstore. They had like 20 cabinets of self-improvement. What does it mean, self-improvement? Not to take the world at face value, not to misinterpret life, right? Not to hate people for no reason, not to go after your desires, not the huge programs of getting out of being addicted to things. Why? Because people get involved in the world, they misinterpret the world, they get all emotional about things that really have no significance whatsoever. All right? They're afraid, they're confused, they're alone, they're depressed, they're sad, they're mad. Now, all these things, the world makes them all crazy, and it's like a dream. It's like a big dream. If a person would wake up to the truth, that what? That God is creating you every moment, and He's putting you into the world to act positively, to do positive things. What's the result's going to be? It'll be okay. Don't worry about it. If you don't steal, you can get along. If you don't lie, you can get through life without lying and cheating. It's possible, right? Not only is it possible, life will be better. It'll be a better quality.
The Rebbe is saying something that we can learn from sleep, a lesson that we learn.
Right.
But it doesn't answer why we sleep.
The reason that we sleep is in order that when we wake up, so we'll know that it's possible.
That's the lesson we learn. That doesn't still answer. I don't think that. I'm not. There's something, and I don't know the answer to this by any means. It's we brought it up. Why do we sleep?
Let's say we didn't sleep. We were always awake all the time.
But that's not the fact. The fact is that we do sleep, and we create sleep. And in fact, very little in the Torah is talking about sleep. And sometimes they talk about, somebody had this week.
No, Yosef and his brothers, they went to sleep and they had dreams. Sure, of course.
But that's pretty much about it. What is sleep?
But it says the Yaakov says Vayashkim Vayishkar b'makom ahu Vayachalom V'hine Shulam Mutzav Arza. We'll see. And right? There's a lot of talking about sleep. What happens? The Rambam says a person should sleep 8 hours a day. Yeah. That's part of life. Why you sleep? Well, ask another. I have a better question. Why do we eat? Eating is a better question.
Souls like bodies that eat.
Right? Why do we eat? A human being is higher than animals and plants, and nevertheless we depend on animals and plants to live. Why should that be? Our soul is higher than them. Why do we eat? So it explains that the reason is in order to purify the world, to use the world properly. Right?
We did have some classes about why we eat.
Right, there was especially the Maimorim about Pesach and Matzah and things like that. Good. Oh. So it says, you want to wake up, first of all, you have to wake up from your sleep. Mode'ani, this whole thing of saying Mode'ani comes as a result of waking up. You want to serve God, first of all, you have to wake up. What does it mean to wake up? There is a God, there is an order, the world is not a jungle, there is a purpose, you're not alone, right? Life is not just, interaction of organic substances and inorganic substances or whatever. A person has to wake up from his own selfishness. It says when a person does that, then the first thing you say is Mode'ani. With this we can understand the saying of the fifth Rebbe of Chabad called Rebbe Sholem Dovber, that he said when he was young, that the Nakuda, the main point, we'll go over this again, in Mode'ani has to spread out from the whole rest of the day. It has to permeate the whole rest of the day. Van ander spreiten means to spread out. Spreit, German, Yiddish is similar to English. Ki b'kol rega v'rega, in every single moment of your life, you always have to wake up from your sleep. And there always has to be this constant awareness that you owe everything to God and that God really wants you to be here, that you're really important to God. And with that, we'll end today's class.